Welcome to JFix and a new video, and I have got some really cool tools that I want to show you that I've just received from Alexoff, so I'm going to get straight into this. Now here on the bench I've already unpacked everything and I've got the tools laid out here in front of us, and you're probably asking, what are all these things and what do they do? Well, we've got various different things here. Some of these tools fall into the category of, nice to have, and they're going to aid you make things quicker. And some of these fall into the category of essential to have, where you just can't get the job done without these type of tools. So with that being said, let me just show you, first of all, Alexoff website and show you kind of what it looks like and the tools that he's got. And I've also got a discount code for his website, so I will share that with you in a moment as well. Alright, here we go. So we're on the Alexoff website now, and just to show you what it looks like and some of the great products that are on here. Now, I was already aware of this website, and I already had quite a few of these things that I wanted in my basket, and I was going to buy them, but because I wanted quite a lot of items, it was adding up the price on there, so I was just holding off, but I was going to buy them anyway. And then Alexoff reached out to me and offered to send them for my channel so I can show you and also review them and, help my channel as well. So brilliant. And I've agreed to that, and I've got all the things that I wanted that I'm going to use myself. So yeah, as you can see here, we've got various different testers, different adapters. A lot of them I've got on the desk anyway, so I won't show you on the website, but yeah, this is the website. And I've also got, as I say, a discount code, which is JFix, which with 1x, so I'll put that in the description, and that will get 5% off if you use my discount code on whatever you buy on the website. So I'm just going to make this video very brief, just an overview of what I've got and what's going to be coming up, because a lot of these things are going to require their own dedicated video. I want to show you them, actually how they work, and find some devices that I'll be able to test it with, so we can make full use of these tools and see how they're going to help us. So first of all, let's go over here, because we have a USB-C tester on here, so I'll probably be able to show you this one working now, because this is quite a simple tool, but it does require a battery, and I have got some batteries here. So I'll pop a battery in there, and I think there's some other things that need a battery, this one and this one. So let me get some batteries in there and then we'll have a look at these. Here we go, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's got a plus indicator that side, so we'll get the battery in this way, clip it in, and we're ready to go. Right, I've got a phone here, just an old phone which is turned off. It's got no power to it at the moment, and just to show you how it works, so all we'll do, we've got the battery in it now, there's no buttons or anything to press. We plug it in, and then we get the various lights displayed on here. Now the way this tester is working is it's actually probing the internal ESD diodes on there that go to the PD controller on the phone to show you these lights. So one thing with these products from Alexoff is they're not just going to be something that you can use without knowledge. So these are for experienced technicians, and as you can see, really with the lights on here, you need to know what's going on in a USB port, and you need to understand the various different pins that are on there for this information that we're seeing here to be useful. So I know, for example, that we have the CC pins on there, CC1, CC2, and these are like the communication pins that help to configure, things like the negotiating the power level when it speaks to the PD controller, and it also, determines whether it's a host device or the role for whatever you're connecting in, whether you're connecting to a charger or a computer, things like that. And then you've got the data pins, so you've got like the D1 plus and the minus on here, and they're basically going to be connected all the time, and back from when it was a USB 2 they still have there. And then when we're talking about later generations of USB, like Thunderbolt and things, then you're going to need these additional TX and RX lines to light up to give you the high-speed data. But this is just going to be a very brief overview. We will do some more in-depth videos on these testers, and as I say, show exactly how they work under different conditions. When I've got various devices, I can show you how different things will look. Right, next up we have this inductance coil tester. So this is for testing inductors or coils. It also needs a battery, So we'll pop that in, and for this one we do have a button on there. See, we can see a power light on there, and we've got the inductor light on there, which will light up when, well, I'll show you in a minute how this one works. I think I should be able to show you that pretty easy. But I've seen these things popping up all over the place. I was going to order one from AliExpress. They're actually becoming more and more popular as just a really quick tool to test whether a power supply is working or not. Let me get a laptop and we'll show you that now. Okay, so we got a laptop now, and when we're talking about coils and inductors, we're talking about these things here. Now, obviously, these are going to be linked to a power supply on there and the output. So instead of getting your multimeter and, you know, trying to check is a voltage present in here and is this power supply running, this is just a really quick and easy test that we can use to press the power button on there and just tap it next to the coils, and it's going to tell us with a light if it's working. So let me switch the laptop on and I'll demonstrate that to you now. Okay, so I've got the laptop on standby, so let's have a look. If I come in with the coil tester, you can see the red power light comes on when I press the button. So I'm going to hold the power light and I'm just going to go around the coils and watch for the green light. So as I come near that coil, can you see that? The green light just appears and it's really bright. I'm going to zoom you in so you can see. Look at that. As soon as it comes near the coil, the green light comes on. This one, see, got nothing on that one. This one, nothing. And this one, we have got something, because not all the coils are turned on at the moment. So if we look at this one, nothing. And this one, we have got something. So literally, you can see straight away which coils are carrying current on there and which ones are turned off. So look, this one's definitely on. Have we got some more down here? And this one is not turned on. So I believe the way this thing works is it's detecting like the high frequencies that are coming from the pulses from the PWM signals that are driving these inductors. So let me just confirm this now. Let me go back to these coils. So that one was on, you can see green light, and that one wasn't on. So you can see that, and this one, nothing. So let me just confirm that with my multimeter now to see if that is correct. So have we got voltage on this one? You can see that we've got 1.8 volt on the coil there, and this one, millivolts. We've got nothing on there. So yeah, as you can see on there, that's accurate. So just a simple test. I really like that. So just within that, within a few seconds, you can see which power rails are dead on your laptop. Now let me show you the DDR4 memory tester, and this is for laptops. Because it is for laptops, you see you've got the edge connector on both sides, so we can plug it in the laptop this way, or we can reverse it and plug it in that way as well. So, you know, either way, depending on where your RAM slot is located, you'll still be able to use this tester. You're not restricted. Now, as I say, these are kind of devices for advanced users to be able to benefit from them. This is going to display on this screen the various different voltages and signals and things on here. And we've also got a header that we can solder in there, which has got the jumpers on there, so we can perform various resets, and we've got a button here to switch between modes. Now I'm not going to get into this because I need to fully understand it and test it in a variety of different cases to be able to benefit myself from using this tester, but let me just show you on the screen what it will look like. So yeah, as you can see here, this is connected into a laptop, and you can see like the RAM socket was pointed downwards, so you've got it connected that way, so you can still use it, and you've got a display there, and it's going to show you the various different voltages, and you've got the lights that light up for your RST and your VDD, and yeah, with this on here, I believe as well, if any of the voltages are not correct, then they'll come up like a different on the display, like inverted. So we will be testing that at some point in the future. And while we're talking about the DDR4 tester, I also have the same DDR4 tester here, but this is for the desktop variety. For it's like a full dim socket on here, but it's going to give us the same information, and it does have here a power connect cable to connect it as well to an external power. And yeah, with all these things as well, you've also got a place to probe with your multimeter as well as the display. So I think these things are one of those ones that if you know how to use them and understand the different things on there, they're going to be time savers, because you'll be able to insert that and you'll be like straight away, hang on, I'm missing that voltage, you know, or missing that signal. And when it comes to more complex faults, when it's not just, you know, something simple and you're missing signals and stuff on the motherboard, that's when these type of testers are really going to come in handy. Because if you're missing a power rail or something, it's going to be a lot easier. But when it comes to signals, and I've experienced that, it can be quite hard chasing them on the motherboard. Now, talking about RAM testers, I've also got this one. It requires a battery as well. So let me put a battery in. Okay, my battery is in, but I'm probably not going to be able to show you this because I don't have any laptops at the moment with a DDR5 socket. Oh, somebody's just subscribed. I've just seen on the screen. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Okay, so yeah, this is basically going to be like a continuity tester, like a short circuit, open circuit. So when you plug this into your DDR socket on here, you'll be able to see all of these lights lighting up as they should do. And if any of them are like shorted, or you've got a broken track, you're going to be able to see the light missing on there. So this is just a quick test with a laptop socket to make sure that all of the pins are fine on there. I think a tester like this is probably going to stay, you know, in the drawer for quite a while, and then when it's needed, it's really needed. It's going to make your life easier, because if you did have, for example, a short or a interrupted line on here, it's just going to be so simple and quick to test that. So even if everything's fine, it's quite good just to plug it in and get a quick confirmation that you're all good, so you're not chasing your tail on something else. And you can see here they're labelled like A to M on there, and it's got a little reference guide on the back. So you've got your A to M channels on there, and you can get each pin from there, counting on the LEDs. So it'd be easy to trace which one it was if one of those, for example, didn't light up. So I have now a couple of programming boards. So my programmer that I currently use is this one, which is the RT809H. I will also provide a link for this if you need a really good programmer. And this is quite capable. The programmer itself can do everything, but the issue you get is actually connecting some of the chips and things to the programmer, because it doesn't come with every adapter, and some of the adapters, basically you're going to end up making cables yourself and bodging things together to try and get things to work. So it's really good when you've got little adapter boards like this that are just going to make your life easier. And especially what finding in new laptops now is that the chips on the laptops all seem to have programming on there, especially like the complex chips. So when we're talking about like your PD controller, it's not just a case where if it goes faulty, you can go onto AliExpress, buy yourself a new one, and it will work. The one that you're buying from AliExpress is going to come without any programming on it. So unless you program that chip, it's not going to work. It's not going to communicate, and it needs to be programmed for that specific laptop. So I've got some of these things that are going to handle programming some of the more difficult chips that you might come across on a laptop. And also, along with these adapters, he's also provided a dump of lots of laptops on there. So we've got programming files as well, which it's not just the hardware, but it's finding the bin files and the dumps for these chips that is quite hard as well. So I'm really grateful that I've got that great resource as well. So this one is, you can see here, it's for the RTS545 type USB-C controllers on there. So this is a one that you solder your chip onto this board on here, and you've got test points, so you can measure things on here, and you've got various different ways to connect it depending on what program you've got, programmer. So the SVOD is obviously a common programmer. You can use that, or the Vertionoff, and Uni is the universal one, which is the one I would use. So you do get a couple of headers included. As I say, with these tools, you're going to have to do some work yourself to get the most out of these tools. So I'll be programming these headers in there, and that will mean that I'm able to connect it into my programmer with my brand new chip that I've received from, AliExpress blank chip. I'll be able to connect it into the programmer here, and then once it's connected, I will be able to use this programmer to update the firmware on the chip, and then I'll be able to solder that onto my laptop and get the issue fixed. Okay, so more programming of chips. We have here the MEC JTAG adapter on here. So this is for your EC chips on here. The MEC ones are very common in the Lenovo laptops, and again on here you've got different ways of connecting it to different programmers on here. So you've got the successor, you've got the SVOD, and you've got the RT809 XX. I've got the RT809H on here, but I'm guessing because it says XX, it will work with the other RT programmers you can get, because I know you can get an F, I think it's called, and then the little one. I can't remember the names of them, but yeah, it probably works with all of them on there. So a similar situation, you're going to have to solder the headers on to whichever programmer you're going to use. So I will do that. And then what you have on here is this connector on here, which is going to have all the signals that we require to program. So I need to solder that header on there as well. And then you've got this cable to connect into your header as well. So I'll probably, just so I don't lose that before I solder it, let me connect that on now. And it should only go one way round, hopefully. So as I say, I'll solder that in at a later time. But what this is going to do is it's going to give you these little wires, and these solder onto the JTAG port on your laptop. So that gives you quite an effective way to program these chips on there. And some of the MEC chips are BGA chips as well. So having something like this, especially if the chip loses its programming, you want to be able to program it on the board itself. Now, I do believe there are other ways as well. I've seen people like Maz, he's been using the battery connector as well on the SM bus, I think, to program some of these chips. So I need to look into that as well, because I think this programmer supports it. But it's great to have all the options available to you, so you can tackle any type of fault. And yeah, with this, you can connect to the JTAG port on there. But as I say, you need to know what you're doing with this. You'll probably need a schematic to see what kind of ports are on your JTAG, because you need to match, obviously, your clock and your data, and do a ground and everything, so you need to know that. And there may also be, for example, some various resistors that you need to move, because sometimes these MEC chips will be like write protected unless you move a resistor, for example. So yeah, with some experience and knowledge, we should be able to program some of the chips with that and show you how that works in a future video. Okay, so last up then, what I want to show you is this one, and this is the PM Bus Programmer Alexoff MPS on here. So this is actually its own programmer in itself. You won't be using it with this. You connect this one into your USB port, and this is allowing you to program the MPS chips. Now, the MPS chips are the Monolithic Power Systems branded chips on here. And again, it's just one of those nightmare chips that if they're going to fail on your laptop and you're going to order a new one, it's going to come blank. So you're going to need to program it on there. And I've seen people on YouTube struggling with that as well. So what they usually end up doing is pulling a chip off a donor to get it working, because they don't have the tools to program it itself. But not everybody has the luxury of having a donor around. So it's much better just to be able to buy some blank chips from AliExpress and get them programmed, with something like this. And also, places like AliExpress do get a little bit of stigma for, providing fake chips and things, or chips that are not working. And sometimes that is the case, that people don't realise that the chips need to be programmed before they use them, and they just assume that they're not working. But with this one, you've got two options, by the way. So you can see in here we've got a header, and we've got, you know, your standard little cable that will connect into the header pins on here, and then we've got the wire on here that we can strip back, and this will allow in-circuit programming. So we can connect that to there, and we can you know, solder this to the right test points, the right points on the motherboard to program the chip. However, if you are ordering a chip, you know, from China or whatever, and you want to program it first before soldering it, you can also get this adapter board. These two things come separate, but if you're getting this, you obviously want to get the adapter board as well to give you the best options on there. So this will just connect into here. I'm not sure the right place without looking, and you can see on here all the various chips. Some of them, most of them have similar footprints, to be honest, but you need to put them in the right place on here and solder them, and then you'll be able to program them with the offline adapter. And actually, even this laptop that I've been working on has one of these MPS chips on here. And what they're usually used for on here is for your CPU, for handling the various different power stages. I can't show you it because it's on the other side of the board and I've got everything screwed down. I'm just about to set this one up, so I can't actually show you that now. But yeah, they're quite common now in modern laptops to be able to use one of those chips, and I've seen it in this laptop as well. But again, we'll come back to this and we'll try it on another video. And the good thing is, again, Alexoff has provided the software that goes with this, which is really important. And also he's provided some of the script files as well on there for various different laptops that have them, and got the, you know, the backups on there so you can upload them and get the profiles correct. And nice, it's included some little labels on here so I can cut them, and when you do, you know, decide which colours you're going to use on here, you can label your cables with your little labels on here. So I like that. So I do have a massive thank you for Alexoff for sending me these things, and I really look forward to reviewing them in more depth and showing you them and having some fun, you know, trying these things out on another video. So that was just a quick one, and if you are interested in any of these products, as I say, use the discount, because it's a discount for you. I don't get anything back from it, but I'm going to put my discount code in the description so you can get yourself 5% off if you do decide that you know, any of these products you like and you would like to try them yourself. So just before I head out, I do want to say a massive thank you to those who are supporting my channel, all the JFix members. I really appreciate you. Everybody who watches my videos as well, I appreciate you. And a special thanks to the JFix legends, because we've got Letconro, Gira Anderson and Lapfix as well. So thank you for your extra support. It means a lot and it helps me to keep this channel going. And also I want to do a few giveaways as well in the future, so I'm looking forward to doing that. So I'll see you in the next video where we're going to do some more things on laptops.